I'm delighted to be here today at this inaugural conference on Africa Law Tech Festival 2020. Over the last few years, Kenya has progressively embraced ICT. This has led to accolades that include Nairobi being termed the second leading innovation hub in sub-Saharan Africa and the most intelligent city in Africa. I don't know, is that true? Okay. Over the last few years, Kenya has progressively embraced ICT. It is therefore befitting that this inaugural conference is taking place in Nairobi. I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate Ms. Linda Bonyo and her team for conceptualizing this conference. My keynote address is themed technology as an aid to prosecutions. I decided to stick to prosecutions and skip controversies around technology. This theme is informed by the fact that technology determines the development of our social structures and cultural values. It is therefore imperative that we embrace it and harness its potentials within our profession. I recognize that technology is a powerful tool to give access to justice for all, and technology is a great leveler for access to justice. And as a Director of Public Prosecutions, I recognize that the proper use of technology can greatly increase access to justice by demystifying legal processes, reducing trial time, curbing corruption through automation, aiding investigations, and enabling the tracking of criminal justice processes. As an office, we recognize the importance of technology in investigations and prosecutions. As such, we are currently in the process of developing a case management system. The system will enhance efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of our mandate. Moreover, the case management system will connect the office to criminal justice actors, thereby creating seamless coordination and collaboration. It is my hope that this conference will give impetus on building technological solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, technology has acted as an enabler to violent crimes, specifically cases of violence against children and online sexual exploitation and abuse. Technology has further brought with it crimes such as cyber espionage, cyber terrorism, cyberbullying, and illicit activities in the dark web, among others. It is therefore necessary that we develop strategies to counter these crimes. Allow me now to focus on the following themes: adoption of technology-based solutions for the investigations and prosecutions of complex crimes, and challenges in the usage of technology in the criminal justice system. Some of the challenges with regard to the adoption of technology in the investigation and prosecution of complex cases include, in my opinion, gaps in the existing legal frameworks. The current legal framework cannot keep up with the fast-evolving nature of technology, like the use of cryptocurrencies in money laundering. This is really giving us a big headache, especially when it comes to corruption. We don't even have the ability to figure out where individuals would hide their money when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Further, there's also tension between privacy rights and public interest in crime prevention, and I think Irungu pointed that out very clearly. Thus, the need to legislate national laws that respect human rights and the rule of law. And I'll come back to this again. International law on technology sharing. Acquiring data from private multinational companies is hindered by the bureaucracy involved in mutual legal assistance processes. This is another problem that we are faced with in relation to corruption cases, where monies that have left our jurisdictions and go to other jurisdictions, it becomes a very tedious process when we apply for mutual legal assistance. to get access to evidence and information that is in the other jurisdiction other than Kenya. Resistance to adoption or adopting technology. There are still a lot of uncertainties and myths that surround the adoption of technology, especially with people in government, civil servants. The legal profession is also largely conservative and hostile to systemic changes that have long been established by tradition. And as the ICJ representative who was here, the office of the ODPP really pushed for electronic disclosure. And for the first time in Kenya last year, this was adopted and accepted by the courts. Thank you. The integrity of technological evidence is a vital necessity in the investigation and prosecution of cases when it comes to ensuring a fair trial. Thus, in developing technological solution, it is integral that integrity of evidence is always preserved. This is usually hampered by officers of the law, whether it's prosecutors or investigative officers, who want to circumvent legal provisions requiring warrants before we can get digital information or access to your phones or otherwise. But as the office of the ODPP, we've been very strict in ensuring that warrants are gotten before you can access any information whatsoever. And this is in line with the Constitution and the need to respect the rights of privacy and also the rights of both the victims and the accused. Technology, as you know, can be double-edged, is a double-edged sword. It is a powerful tool and must be utilized responsibly. Ladies and gentlemen, these challenges may be addressed by bridging the skills and technology gap of criminal justice actors. In addition, there's a need to develop sound policies and legislative frameworks to efficiently harness technology. In regards to the adoption of technology-based solutions, I wish to highlight some of the advancements to address the challenges and what we are also trying to do as an office. Of course, the introduction of electronic case tracking system. We are working under the NCAJ, the National Council of Administration of Justice, where we sit down with the judiciary and other criminal justice actors to introduce an electronic case tracking system, e-filing, digital recording of proceedings. And all this is to ensure that we are able to efficiently disclose electronically, to file electronically, and even charge electronically. Data mapping, smartphone tracking, social media proper use of the social media, use of surveillance and Wi-Fi capabilities as a tool for home-based imprisonment, for example. And we're trying to work with the correctional services in the prisons department on this. And it will be a very good way to also effectively utilize both the plea bargaining tools and the diversion tools, where we do not necessarily have to have you in remand. You can have a tag and the prisons department or the judiciary can keep track of you. Biometrics is an important tool. Video link, we are working with the judiciary to utilize the video link effectively, as the LSK president outlined, especially for courts and pre-trial sessions, and also keeping track of witnesses and witness protection, and the reduction of remote mobile courts and the need to build courts will then be reduced, and our budget can be used effectively elsewhere if we can deploy video link and other smart technology. Technology-assisted discovery of disclosure, I've said that, surveillance cameras, license plate scanning, and this will be very important for traffic cases where we can be able to reduce the backlog at the judiciary. So technology is very important, and we are trying as much as possible to harness to be more effective and to allow for justice, for access to justice. The aforementioned are just a few of the technological advancements that can be adapted to make the criminal justice system more efficient and effective. In leveraging on these technologies, it is important to build systems with integrity. Integrity is very important. This requires that the innovators to develop and adapt security features against malicious interventions and malware. However, in the end, what matters is the end users of the systems. We should not build a corrupt system or digitize corruption. And this is what I always I'm afraid of, that at some point we will be able, if we're not careful, instead of having technology to enhance services, we might end up digitizing corruption, and that can be very dangerous. And as much as we will put the technology and the firewalls, the user at the end, the end user's integrity is what matters. Just as much as we have a very beautiful and a very progressive constitution in Kenya, all that matters at the end is how we as Kenyans utilize it effectively. Further, these technologies will only be beneficial if they are designed in a way that accounts for our regional and local challenges. As such, it is imperative that we utilize local talent to develop such solutions. At the ODPP, what we've decided is, with our case management system, we are going to use local talent. And we have decided that we are not buying off-the-shelf solutions. We are working with young Kenyans, techies, to come up with the solutions that will be locally based and built up. In Kenya, legislation such as the Data Protection Act, the Cyber Crimes and Computer Misuse Act, of which the ODPP was heavily involved in drafting, serve as a demonstration of the country's progress. As an office, we are committed to harnessing technology in prosecutions, and I hope that my team that has been here will implement best practices from this conference and exhibit in the next Law Tech Festival, hopefully. We have our own hackathon, and hopefully in the next year we'll have a very strong team to come and compete with Linda's team, I don't know. In addition to the areas that I have highlighted, it is my hope that this conference will identify other areas that require our concerted engagement. I wish to thank you all for your attention, and to the organizers, I'd like to thank Linda and to thank you for bringing together various state and non-state actors on what is an important discussion on technology. Finally, I wish you all fruitful deliberations and look forward to best practices on how we can leverage on technology to advance the rule of law. Thank you all, and God bless.